Help.avi. I'm better watch day. Hello, my relatives. Today is a good day. Now, last week I asked you to help me out and call the Wind Cave National Park, or Wind Cave, South Dakota. And on the site, there's the phone number. Actually, I got 3 phone numbers I'm going to put up tonight, and hopefully you'll call them, because I'm supposed to have 5,000 friends on my Facebook, plus a few thousand fans also on my Facebook. And I didn't get 1,000 calls, man. What's going on? Am I going to have to delete a lot of my friends and fans? I guess I'll go through them and find out, man. But we want thousands of calls into Wind Cave National Park, all right? We have an answer to them. You know, they say we're interfering with the archaeological finds that the prairie dogs uncovered in there digging around. So they want us to move our Sundance because where we park and where we camp. They want us to move that, our camp and our parking area, because we're going to disturb the prairie dogs and their archaeological finds. Well, number one, the prairie dogs already disturbed the archaeological findings. That's number one. Number two, prairie dogs carry the plague. The plague. And 3, once before, a few years ago, Wind Cave had allowed the prairie dog population to overpopulate. They have 3 litters a year, you know. And the neighboring ranches, where we have our Sundance, there's ranches all around us, plus on the north side is Custer State Park. Well, Custer State Park complained to the National Park Service about Wind Cave and their overpopulation of prairie dogs, and so did the local ranchers. Those prairie dogs were invading their lands. So that's one thing. So they're trying to use prairie dogs as a reason to treat us badly. Now, we've got the American Indian Religious Freedom Act. That act makes the archaeological acts that cover archaeological factors secondary. But here's the other thing. We're living archaeological findings. We live with that. That's our ancient Holy Land, the Black Hills of South Dakota. Wind Cave is part of our mythology of how we emerged from the earth and created ourselves on the earth. We came up through Wind Cave. Well, that's our mythology. That's how long we've been reverent. Yes, there's going to be tire ruts if it rains. But guess what? The earth heals herself. Number one, we go back to after it quits raining, and we fill in the tire ruts, and we try to repair the land, okay? They don't take pictures of that. Instead, they take pictures of just the tire ruts. They don't take pictures of when we tried to smooth out the land. The second thing is within a year, minimum of 3 years, maximum of 3 years, from 1 to 3 years, the land heals itself from vehicular traffic damage. All right? But the American Indian Religious Freedom Act takes precedence over all the other acts covering archaeological sites and everything. But it really bothers me that we're living our archaeological facts. We're one with the earth. On top of that, they put conditions on where we park, which would endanger not only our vehicles, because they have a dirt road, one vehicular dirt road going through that part of the park. Enough room, barely enough room for a truck, a sizable truck, say a timber truck, or a school bus. Barely enough room for them. So there's hardly any room for a car. They want us to park alongside the road. Then they say if we endanger the public, then the permit's no good. Well, parking alongside that road is endangering the public and endangering our cars. So guess what? We're in a catch-22, right? Prior to this Mexican, who's now superintendent, we had nothing but white people. I told you this last week. White women, white men who were superintendents. Never any problem. They honored the American and Religious Freedom Act to the maximum, the way it states in the law. So they obeyed the law. Well, this guy comes in, and now he's a Nazi. He wants to take over, and he's threatening us. Threatening us. Like, we're just Indians. We're not an archaeological find. What do they think they have there? Come from us anyway. So, I need some more calls. But we have an answer. We have our lawyer, who's also the Attorney General for the Republic of Lakota, a Harvard-educated lawyer. He has written them a letter, citing the laws, even their laws, how they're subordinate to our law. Okay? We fought long and hard to get that American Indian Religious Freedom Act passed back in the 70s and the amendment in 1994 or thereabouts. So, we're just following the law, folks, and we need your help. I can't believe this Mexican guy. He's a weird dude, man. You know, I found this to be true, but you put a uniform on a Latino, and he becomes a conquistador. I kid you not. I've seen it throughout the West. You put a uniform on, or I've seen it in Mexico, Central and South America. Put a uniform on them, and they revert to being a conquistador. It's sad. It's really sad. So I want you to, there's exceptions to every rule. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There's exceptions to every rule. And I can tell you about a few of them, but it'd take too long. So, I was hoping that this Vidal Davila, he won't even say it the way you pronounce it in Spanish, which is Davila. He took out one L, what the hell. Anyway, is Superintendent Vidal Davila. Don't mistakenly call him a conquistador. He might get insulted. In fact, maybe not. Maybe. Just a thought. Probably proud. So this is what I want to find out. Okay, I should have, 7,000, 8,000 phone calls in there, man. If you're really my friends and my fans, I'd appreciate it if I could find out. It would be great, because I know a lot of other people want to become my friend on Facebook, and there's no room. So maybe I was trained as a computer programmer, but that was back in the dinosaur days. So card punch, IBM cards. So all I know now is that you can hit the delete button. That's all I know about programming now. Now, on to more substantive things that matter besides our freedom of religion in this United States of America. We don't have a First Amendment that covers us, see? Isn't that strange? You get it? We had to have a special act passed when we had to fight for decades. So you get it? We don't have any constitutional protections on federal reservations. which include military bases, national parks, and national forests, and national prairie lands, and Indian reservations. We don't have any rights. But if we sell out and go live amongst y'all, we get to be Americans. Nice brown Americans. Like Davila. Oh well. Excuse me. On to one more thing. You know, there's a lot of subjects I bring up over and over again. And just as an afterthought, a complete change of direction, I want to talk about the death penalty again. How that is the ritual of human sacrifice. Speaking of archaeology, just think, when 2,000 years from now, or whenever, some other conquerors dig up your remains and they find these death chambers, they're going to say y'all had not only torture chambers, but human sacrifice chambers. And you made it special, just a select few could watch human sacrifice. Just a select few. Probably they're called those priests, these ancient pagan priests, 12 of them, sat in a secluded room to watch the torture and human sacrifice. And he did it to men and women. Wow, huh? They're even executing, like in Texas, Oklahoma, people who are mentally challenged. Amazing. This society amazes me. Human sacrifice. It has ritual, it has religion, and it's to appease the god of vengeance. Human sacrifice, folks. Call it what it is. Now, I don't know if those two subjects go together or not, but pause to think. Let's pause to think. Now I'm going to head out to our Sundance grounds, which happens in this century, and in this century to be part of a national park. Next century, who knows? If the United States will still be here, maybe China will own it. At any rate, we'll have to get permission from the Chinese. Something to think about. Oh well. C'est la vie, or c'est la vie. It's been an honor. Doksha Ake.